I'd like to call this meeting of the regular Romulus School Board to order, December 12th, 2005. Can I have roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Here.
Mr. Kuderik?
Present.
Ms. Lanasi?
Present.
Ms. White is absent. Ms. Roscoe?
Here.
Ms. Freyer is absent, and Mr. Minkevich is present.
I'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have one change in the agenda for tonight. We'd like to move item E up to the spot of B1.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, I need a motion, please.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the agenda as amended.
Support.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Next item is the approval of the minutes of the previous meetings. We have two meetings to approve. We have the amended meetings from November 28th, 2005, and our minutes from the study session from December 5th. Have a motion, please?
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the revised minutes from the November 28th, 2005 meeting.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. We need a motion for the study session December 5th, please.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve our minutes for our study session of December 5th. Support.
Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And motion passed for all our meetings. And we have the report of the superintendent. Joel?
Thank you. Personnel recommendations, Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Carr. Members of the board, I have three personnel recommendations for you tonight. Our first one is a for-your information employment of Miss Cynthia Gendritz, kindergarten aide at Merriman Elementary School, Miss Terry Moffitt, kindergarten aide at Merriman Elementary, and Miss Casey Smith, kindergarten aide at Rook Elementary School. Our second personnel recommendation also is a for-your information. It's a leave of absence for Miss Stacy Page. Miss Page is taking a educational leave. Miss Page currently is a secretary at Hell Creek Elementary. And our final for-your information is a resignation, the resignation of Miss Julie Wackel, kindergarten aide at Romulus Elementary School. Thank you.
Bills for payment. You have before you the bills for payment for the last month. Registered is November 29th, December 1st, December 7th, December 8th, a total of $411,524.17. I've received no questions relative to these registers. They are relatively self-explanatory, but I'd recommend the payment at this time.
Okay, I'd like to make the motion to approve the bills for payment.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion for bills for payment. Do we have any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed to pay the bills. Our next thing on the agenda is going to the resolution for Ryan McLaughlin, Boy Scouts of America.
Ryan, would you please come forward, please? You'd stand over in the little box.
Yeah.
I can see ya.
There you go.
That way they can see you on camera. Says, whereas Ryan Jordan McLaughlin has devoted much time, effort, and energy into achieving the Gibraltar, Michigan Boy Scout Troop 1232 and Boy Scouts of America Eagle Scout badge under the tutelage of Scoutmaster Adam Jewell. And whereas Ryan Jordan McLaughlin has completed various activities with the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts, including camping and community service affairs such as food, clothing, bottle drives, as well as volunteer work with the C.S. Mott's Children's Hospital at the University of Michigan. And whereas Ryan Jordan McLaughlin has progressed through the scouting ranks of Scouter, Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, Life, and Eagle by earning 22 merit badges for special activities such as cooking, camping, environmental science, first aid, emergency preparedness, hiking, entrepreneurship, and music, in addition to demonstrating outstanding citizenship in the community, nation, and the world. And whereas Ryan Jordan McLaughlin has demonstrated leadership skills as evident by his service as Troop 1232 Senior Patrol Leader, his consistent honor roll work at Romulus Middle School, and his exemplary percussionist work with the award-winning Romulus Middle School Symphonic Band. And whereas Ryan Jordan McLaughlin has passed an extensive peer review by additional scout leaders and received letters of commendation from Governor Jennifer Granholm, U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow, State Senator Raymond Basham, State Representative Hopgood, and Mayor Alan Lambert. Now therefore be it resolved that the Romulus Board of Education, speaking on behalf of all the people of this community, does hereby tender this official resolution of congratulations commending Ryan Jordan McLaughlin for his outstanding achievement of earning the Covenant Eagle Scout badge and for his community service project that collected 300 new books for the hospitalized children's Giving Library Cart at the C.S. Mott's Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Signed by April Freyer, President, and Ken McCavage, Secretary. I just also would like to congratulate Ryan's family, because I know as a scouting parent that takes a lot of time and effort, not only by the scout, but as the family as a whole. And I do congratulate him for earning his Eagle rank. He'll always be happy he has that. It carries a lot of clout later on in life for him. It shows a lot of dedication, a lot of work. Congratulations again. And I have
You made the
a motion?
Yeah. Well, technically, you've made
Yeah,
the...
okay.
I'll support the
All right.
motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you much, and congratulations again, not only to Ryan, but also to his very supportive parents. And we appreciate everything you folks are doing for our wonderful community here. And thank you, Ryan.
Okay.
Dolan, next item on the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Carr, members of the board. Tonight we have our favorite Miss Royal and her staff and children to share with us an exceptional program on Bar School. Jeffrey.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Madam Chairman, myself,
Microphone.
board members.
Yes, we
Superintendent
need,
Carr, Central Office Administrators.
sorry.
It's on, Jeffrey.
It is a pleasure to have this opportunity to present to you tonight. Tonight, we will share with you a very special program. This program was initiated and developed within the Special Education Department at Barth School. It is an exciting, innovative, and productive program. This program is the Barth Cookie Club. I would like to introduce to you some persons that have given quality time working with our students and in preparing the materials for this presentation. The CEO of the Barth Cookie Club is special education teacher, Mr. Jeff Legg. Supporting Mr. Legg is Mr. Dan Sogat, classroom paraprofessional. School social worker, Mrs. Susan Mitchell. Ms. Diane Goka, principal. Mrs. Teresa Beard, Barth parent coordinator, and most importantly, our Wayne Risa parent advisory representative for Romulus. Mrs. Beard has served in that capacity for 3 years. We are also very pleased tonight to have with us Mrs. Judy Arkwright. Mrs. Arkwright is the Assistive Technology Consultant for the Wayne Assistive Technology Resource Center. The Assistive Technology Center provides support to 29 of the 34 Wayne County school districts. She has worked with us for 3 years. She is responsible for introducing to us many new pieces of technology that support our students with a disability. I'd also like to say a very special thank you to all of the parents and the students that have taken time to come out tonight. We really appreciate it. Without you, we could not do this. In your packet, you will find an executive summary of the special education programs and services offered to our students in and out of the district. Also included is data relevant to these programs and services. This packet is provided for your information. I will be happy to answer any questions about that packet that you might have. But the real focus for tonight is the presentation of the Barth Cookie Club. I now present to you Mr. Jeff Legg.
I briefly just want to give you a little bit of history and the purpose and the structure of the Cookie Club. When I came to Barth, I inherited the cookie sales at Barth from the previous special ed teacher, and I think that her primary purpose was to provide the opportunity for the students, a positive out for socializing with the other kids in the building. So I was kind of reluctant, but with some encouragement from Ms. Goka and other staff, I decided, hey, let's take it and see what we can make of it, and that's what we did. And so the purpose has developed into reaching and exploring and exercising not only the social skills, but also the academic skills. The kids are interacting with kids all over the building, general ed students, special ed students alike, and they're given the opportunity to be successful in that kind of environment. The structure, now this has taken many years to develop this structure. Mr. Sogok can attest to this, but we have, he and I are the CEOs of the Cookie Club. From that point, we go to the operations manager, who unfortunately is not here tonight, but he is the leader of the management team, which is the managers of each production department. Do we have any managers here tonight? Marvin, why don't you stand up and tell what department you're the manager of?
I'm in the setup department.
The setup department, right? Okay. Any other managers? Well, we have 4 departments. Kevin. What's your job, Kevin?
My job, I'm a manager of a accounting and sales department, and my job also in the advertising and selling department is to walk around a startership and sell cookies.
Thank you, Kevin. Wonderful. And you guys will learn more about that, too, because the departments that we have are the bakery department, we have our advertising department, our sales and accounting department, and our packaging and setup department. And each student in those departments has a specific duty and role that they have to fulfill. Another thing I want to include in the structure of that is that each student has the opportunity to participate in all the departments because we split it up by quarters. So at the end of the quarter, when they get the progress report, they can go to a new department. And that's how that works. And it's a cookie club, right, guys? With the help of Miss Judy Ark right here, we have put together what we're calling the cookie book, our very first cookie book that has been organized, written, and it is also going to be read by the cookie crew. So I would like the students to tell the story after. They're going to do their individual introductions, right? Okay. The students will stand up.
My name is Gwen Black, and I'm in the 5th grade. I am in the bakery department, and I take the cookies when they are cold from the pan, and I put them into the boxes.
My name is Marcel Ward. I'm in the 4th grade, and I'm in the selling department. And I welcome the customers to having the cookie.
I was just going to say something about that.
I'm Kevin Beard, and I'm in the Agriculture Department, and I also am a sewing, and I'm a mascot, Charlie Chip.
Kevin, would you describe Charlie Chip for us? What is Charlie Chip?
Charlie Chip is their Cookie Club mascot,
We're gonna see him next year.
and we're gonna see him.
Good job.
You did a great job.
I'm Cheyenne Smith, and I'm in the 5th grade, and I work in the accounting and sales department, and I sell the cookies to the students, and I also help with the financial report.
The money lady.
I'm Alexi Helton, and I'm in the 5th grade. My department is the packaging and setup. What I do is I put the cookies in the bags.
Hi, my name is Marvin Jackson, and I'm in the 7th department, and I roll the bags.
And that is just a part of our fabulous cookie crew. So now I would like for the students to tell the story through our cookie book, which is a program. It's by IntelliTools, and it's a program, assistive technology program by Classroom Suites. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this cookie book.
Welcome to the best elementary school in Romulus.
This electronic book was made by the Cookie Club through the use of Classroom Suite software. The software provides districts and schools with a multisensory environment for differentiated instruction by enabling educators to tailor specific instructional activities to the individual learning needs of students.
So a quick note, you saw the first slide, we had digitized voice. In the second slide, you're seeing. The first slide was digitized voice, which is human voice, and the second slide was synthetic speech, but your eyes probably noticed how it highlighted word by word. Now you can imagine as a emergent reader that having something highlighted for you, following the ball as you read, if you will, how supportive that can be.
I am presenting our weekly financial report to the Cookie Club crew.
I am a baker. I take the cookies out of the oven.
We put the cookies in the box to cool down after they come out of the oven. The advertising department is putting together our Cookie Club mascot, Charlie Chip.
Let us introduce our Cookie Club.
I am the Cookie Club Operations Manager. I am planning our next meeting.
The advertising group meets once a week to plan our speech. We are practicing our speech. We are practicing one last time before we go on the air.
Every Tuesday, we say our Cookie Club announcement.
We are setting up the assembly line preparing to package our cookies.
We are putting on our gloves because we don't want to get germs on our cookies. We have our gloves on. We are going to get in our assembly line bracelets. I am opening up the bags.
go in the brown bags, and 1 cookie goes in the white bags.
I roll the bags and put the bags in the box.
We work together on our assembly. We work very fast to package the cookies.
Everyone in the cookie club signs our posters.
Welcome to the Cookie Club Corner.
Bart parents enjoy our cookies at home. Take a look at the Cookie Club in action.
Welcome to the Cookie Club. 1 cookie, 35 cents. 2 cookies, 70 cents. 3 cookies, and all dollars. Long down like that.
Remember, tomorrow is cookie day. Cookie of the week is chocolate show. 1 cookie, 35 cents. 3 cookies, $1.
Total freaking money.
And we'll see you at the Cookie Club Corner.
So set up the party.
I'd be tempted to sample the cookies for quality control.
Thank you for visiting the Cookie Club. Please come back soon. That
You guys did an awesome job. Great. A couple things I want to add.
How they taste, Mr.
They taste great. In fact, we have samples for everyone on the board here.
Yay.
Cheyenne, Weber, and Gwen.
I got April's bag.
This is what we need, Mr.
You didn't have to.
I have a question, Madam Chair. May I ask a question, please?
Yes.
Do you actually bake the cookies there at Barth?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We have a small Otis Spunkmeyer oven.
Okay.
I'm lobbying for a larger oven because our. I got a yes over here. Okay.
So do you use prepackaged dough?
Yes,
How do you-
we
okay.
used to get it from Otis Spunkmeyer, but we have branched out and we have found.
Thank you.
You know,
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
Thank you.
You guys did a
Costs
great
are-
job.
My favorite. Thank you.
Thank you.
issue.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very
We bake about
much.
480
Thank you. Good
cookies,
job.
almost 580
Thank you.
cookies a week in the small oven
you.
that bakes. Who's in the bakery
you.
department? How many dozen cookies do we bake each batch? Kevin, 3 dozen cookies each batch, so 480 cookies, that's a lot of time in the classroom, but with 2 ovens, we're expanding and it's going great.
Madam Chair, I have one other.
Go ahead.
Now, the proceeds that you get from the, where's that used for?
The profits that we have, of course, are weekly, they're reported by the financial department. And the Cookie Club crew meets on Wednesdays after the financial report, or during the financial report, so the kids can decide where they want the money to go. Of course, we have an overhead because we've got to buy cookies for the next week. And not only the cookies, but the bags and other supplies that we use. But the kids also decide on a charity that they wanted to donate to a month.
Okay.
This month we decided we're going to, and that was Gwen's brilliant idea, we're going to donate to the Mitten Tree. All the profits for that week went to the Mitten Tree. And we hosted the Thanksgiving luncheon. The Cookie Club hosted that and paid for that. Romulus Animal Shelter has been a recipient of our donations.
Yeah, that's right.
And every day we're expanding and have great new ideas.
How many days a week do you sell the cookies?
We sell cookies 1 day a week. Well, the whole production process is for 2 days. We start on Tuesday, and that's when 2 departments meet on Tuesday and 2 departments meet on Wednesday. Oh yeah, we sent, last year we sent almost 2 cases, a lot of cookies, 500 cookies probably to the military troops last year. They loved them.
Wow. Wow.
And we do a lot of special orders like that too, and where we do birthdays, and we just got a special order the other day. PTC functions, Santa night, and all those kind of different things. We are there for Barth and Barth's community. Right, guys? It is awesome, because the kids make it awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's great.
Good job. Thank you.
And thanks for bringing the cookies.
Special.
I'd like to add, they're very good.
Thank you.
I'm still eating.
I want to know who's in the quality control department.
Well,
The opening.
we still got 9, we can talk about that.
I'm sure Mr. Cruz wants you out there, is that?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, boys
Thanks
and
for
girls.
coming.
Yeah, you did a very nice job.
Give them a minute to get up and get moving here. If you don't want to stay, if the kids don't want to stay for the rest of the meeting, they don't have to.
But you do.
Yeah.
Just take a
Yeah.
corner.
They,
That's what I did. I just ate a couple corners. Very good. I can't believe it.
Nice.
they put on.
And I'm telling you, I'm going home with a sure high.
I think he's got something on.
Leadership.
Yeah.
Answer is yes.
Pardon me?
Branch out. Them are pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Dolan, you have a presentation tonight yourself, I believe.
A overview, I think. Joel said he has provided you with a copy of the school district systems accreditation application. Hopefully, you've had the opportunity to look it over. As you know, all of our schools are transition accredited. Joe and I met with Mike Baginski, and we've had discussions for about the past year, and this would be the next logical step for a district such as ours to pursue. The district accreditation process would, in addition, bring in the business department, the personnel department, the grounds department, the cooking department. It would bring everyone working in the same direction for the district. Basically, the focus would be on the six parallel, what they call initiatives that would parallel our initiatives, and which we feel would be a nice fit for us. There's not many districts in the United States, and very few in Michigan, that have piloted this district accreditation process, but we feel, based on our previous work, that this district is well positioned to initiate this process and to benefit from the process. This is particularly true with such a changeover projected of central office administration. As you know, within the next couple of years, this foundation of a district accreditation would, we believe, keep our focus on North Central accreditation, having all the components working as one, and that's how we feel we got where we got. We would extend it to include the school board in an official capacity and all the other components. Just wanted to bring this to your attention, answer any questions you may have regarding it. It is pretty specific in relationship to what it talks to in relationship to the capacities. It would work something like this. If we chose to go in this direction, we would have a visitation sometime in February or March. The visitation committee would be pretty high-level people who would assess, using this rubric, assess our current position in relationship to meeting this rubric, would meet with school board members, would meet with members of the central office in relationship to where they're currently stand in relationship to implementing these very specific goals, write a detailed analysis of where the district stands, and come back in 2 or 3 years for another visitation to see how we're doing, then a final visitation in 5 years. I had the opportunity of serving on the Redford Union accreditation plan, and that took 2 days, and there was, different representatives from all over the state, and I would suspect it would be the same here. I personally feel we're positioned to do well with this. I think it would be the next logical step for the school district to pursue a loftier accreditation model. I think it would further add to the reputation that we have, and I would recommend that we go in this direction. And I think Joel would as well.
Yes, I would, and I think that, as Tom spoke to, the fact that we've got a huge amount of transition and leadership occurring over the next couple of years, for last year and this year and next year, that this would help give us a support document, a support aura, so to speak, relative to where we're at and the kinds of ways that we want to see the future administration develop and the kind of guidelines to work within. It certainly is amendable and changeable over time as phases change and philosophies and time change, but it gives us the basic structure of the kinds of things that we need to do to carry on what we've got. We're facing these difficult financial times that I spoke of at the last meeting, and this helps preserve a structure of leadership to maintain the excellence that we have achieved. And we've come a long ways up the mountain here, and we need not to slip back. And I think this is reaching up one more notch up very close to the top of that hill to hang on to what we have. So if you folks have questions, I'd certainly ask you to address them of Tom, and I would recommend that we pass a resolution endorsing the moving ahead with this procedure. The cost would be minimal. At most, it would be having 4 or 5 people come here for one night. So we'd have 4 or 5 or 6 hotel rooms, maybe a breakfast and so forth. But this is something that would be lofty and would further enhance the awards that we're receiving on the national level and the awards we were already received on the state level. Just one more, be another real big feather in our hats. And this is a very academic, strong organization. I'd recommend a resolution to that effect.
Any questions? Ms. Buckley?
No, I had one. Mr. Carr answered it. So do you need a motion that we do
Okay.
this?
Do I have a motion that we have Tom go ahead with this accreditation?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Support it.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Just let us know how things are going.
You'll be the second to know. I'll be first, I guess. Thank you. That completes the regular agenda items. We're going to communications and
Okay, at this point, we have communications from, and expressions from the public. I've got 2 requests here. Robert Demoisey and Debbie Demoisey, whoever wants to go first. Get
the mic.
Get the mic.
Celeste, this is a personnel matter, so be.
And you're supposed to stand over here where the tape is, Paul.
In the box.
State your address and go from there.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's on.
Try it.
There you go.
There you go.
Give us your name and address and go from there.
Robert Demoisey, I live at 28445 Oakdale Court, Romulus. I'm here because I know what the school district policy is on a student assaulting another student. I need to know what the policy is on an employee assaulting a student. My son was assaulted at the high school by a district employee, and as far as I'm concerned, they're trying to sweep it under the rug. I'm going to try to say as calm as I can here, but I get upset every time I think about it. My son was grabbed by the throat, pulled back and held with enough force that it cut his neck and he was bleeding. That's the first thing. We've had 2 investigations and they've decided that it was not intentional. The man admitted, yes, I did grab him. I don't know where I grabbed him. Well, I'm going to guarantee if I grab someone and pull him back, I know where I've got him. I know where I've got a hold of him at. Second off, it happened at around noon. My wife wasn't contacted until after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Over 2 hours after the incident happened, she was contacted. Not once was my son asked, do you want to go down to the clinic and get your neck cleaned up? Blood was running down his neck. Not once. He went to the bathroom and cleaned it up himself. All right? Then my wife goes to a meeting up at the high school where the man gets admitted, yes, I did grab the student. I don't know where I grabbed him from again. I find that real hard to believe. If I grab somebody, I know where I'm grabbing them at. At that time, my wife asked, do not question my son on this subject no more unless one of his parents are present. Do not call him down here and question him anymore unless you call one of us and we're there. They disregarded that and called him down a week ago Friday and asked him over and over again the same question to see if the kid's story would change. Well, it's not changing because what happened, happened. You know, and I like to know, I know if my son smacks somebody, I know what happens. You call the police, they take him to the police department, we go down there, we get him, we go to court, he gets community service. I know that's what happens. But apparently an adult, 6 foot something, can grab a hold of my 5'2" kid by the throat and pull him back and hold him there. And I just like to know what the policy is on that. And don't think for one second, some of you people know us pretty well. Don't think for 1 second we're just going to let this go at all. A lot of things we let go. I'm not letting go of somebody. If I did that, if my son came to school with a mark on his neck and one of the teachers seen it and reported it, I would be arrested for child abuse. I want something done about this. We've had 2 investigations. I'm not satisfied with your investigation at all. This is the first time you've heard from me. It won't be the last. Thank you.
Debbie, did you want to speak? Did he? Okay.
If an employee is involved in a criminal activity, it would be treated as a criminal activity. We have folks here who have investigated this. It appears as though you're not satisfied with that investigation. I'll ask a different party to do an investigation on this and see what kind of results they come up with, and we would have that person contact you with the results of that investigation. If you're not then satisfied, you then have whatever legal recourse that you might want to pursue, and that would be entirely up to you folks. So we will do that in the next few days. I guess it's the last week before vacation. We'll try to commence that as soon as tomorrow, and it would involve having discussion with your child again.
We'll contact one of his parents and be there when you have a discussion.
Just let me ask, how old is the boy?
14 years old.
Okay. Then we contact one of you so that you could be present if that's part of the investigation. And then, okay, so then we'll go from there. If you're not satisfied, then you have what other recourse you have on your own. So that's what we'll do. Okay?
Set out.
Anybody else? Is that
Do we have any, I don't have any other papers.
That's it.
Do we have any other requests? Then the next agenda is items of interest from superintendent.
Yes, there are several items here that are of particular interest. Many are self-explanatory, but several are of particular interest. Notice we got a note from one of our retired employees thanking the board for the appreciation we've given them. You'll notice also that there are a couple of opportunities to go to some meetings relative to the Reinventing the High School, the Education Summit, again this year. That is, I believe, March 27th. We normally have a group of folks go to that, and I think that we'd want to do that again. There's a lot of things going on at the state level relative to the high school, some of which are good and some of which are not so good. But I think we can be involved. I think the Board of Education at the state level is intending on doing something tomorrow. So we'll probably be reactive because this has just come up just like this. And they're moving very, very quickly on something that they have done very little study on. But we'll see tomorrow what comes from that. Also, there's a thank you or congratulations from Raymond Basham, our senator, our state senator, and also a letter from the Department of Labor and Economic Growth relative to our civil rights audit that was held here on November 27th, I believe it was. There was an audit coming in, and folks went through our procedures and went through our high school and our board office in detail, and we received a very, very clean opinion. You'll notice this is written in a very regimented kind of fashion. And there's only a few things on here that are mandatory that we take care of, and they're relatively simple. A couple of them are in relation to publication of standards and problems, one relation to a couple of, I think there's a television set blocking an access on one wall in the Eagle's Nest, and then there's a need for a handicapped access to a bathroom in this building. So relative to what goes on in many, many schools, we had, I think, 3 or 4 things that even needed any attention. And Ed and Bill Musham went to a meeting. There's one district had 43 items, and another one had 5 and 7 and 12 and so forth. We did very well. In fact, the folks who were there, who had come here from the group, congratulated us and wanted to use our site as a example of the way to do things properly. So we consider that, it doesn't say that in this letter, but they said that to us face to face, and feel very good about that. Those are the items I have tonight, and one other item I might say, the Michigan Association of School Boards began today canvassing interested groups relative to what they want in the new superintendent. So they had 2 meetings today. There's going to be 4 more meetings early in January, and we're scheduled to have a meeting on, I believe, Thursday, the 26th of January, with those folks again relative to the superintendent selection process. So it's underway. Things are beginning to roll, and wanted to just update you on that fact. Pete Silveri was here today. Pete had been a teacher and principal with us. He left here, went to the Ann Arbor schools, and then the Willow Run schools, and then he retired. So he's had not just the perspective of Romulus. He's got a great deal of love and interest in Romulus, but he's got the perspective of some other kinds of positions in other districts, plus being a powerful person with the Michigan Association of School Boards. So we're happy to cooperate with them, and I think they're off and running, doing a really good job for you, the Board of Education, in this process. Thank you. That's all I have tonight.
Okay. You know, I think the Governor's Educational Summit last year, it filled up really quick. Yeah. Am I correct?
Yep. Madam Chairman, if I may, I talked with Mrs. Bales today, and we either need to let her know tonight, I see she's still here, or tomorrow if we want to attend either one of those, because, yeah, we were getting closed out of a couple of them. And the information is there for the 2 meetings. One is in January, and the other is, I believe it is March.
March 27th.
March 27th.
It's just one day.
Yeah, both of them are just one-day things. So if anybody is going to attend, let her know right away.
Makes her job easier, too.
You're so kind.
I was just going to ask real quick, who is our coordinator on the meeting the Title IX and all that? Is that Musham or Clark? Okay, I wasn't sure, and I know both people were involved.
The thing that we found going through this audit was that we are doing this stuff naturally. We're not discussing it as Title IX or a civil rights violation. We are doing things as part of our normal daily operation. So the audit has given us the opportunity to look at it from a different angle. But we've lived this for so many years, it's kind of in the fabric of what we do here, and I'm really kind of proud that those folks recognized that and complimented us on the fact that we really live what they stand for, and I'm very proud of that for our entire district.
Madam Chair, I've got a comment. Just back to Mr. and Mrs. DeMoise's request. If you could keep us informed of what happens with that situation, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, this is the part of the meeting, questions and concerns from the board members. Anybody have any questions or comments?
I got a couple things, Madam Chair. I went to the middle school, and they had their winter concert. The students there, they did a fabulous job, and Mr. Hernandez does a great job. No wonder Mr. James has got an exceptional program. But there was an individual, actually, there was a couple things. There was an individual, Sheila Reeves. She was selected from our middle school to be on the all-state middle school band, which is a great honor. It's a clarinet player, right, Mr. Cruz? Okay. And also on December 3rd, the high school marching band participated in a downriver Christmas parade, and they ended up winning first place in the marching competition out there, which they've never done before, and they competed against other bands from Allen Park, Lincoln Park, other downriver communities, and they did an exceptional job. So it's amazing how Mr. James has got a good crew there. Mr. Hernandez takes off the rough edges, and they work good together. It was a great concert.
Anybody else have anything? Ken?
No, my
You all
couple
set?
things, we already answered, and
Madam Chair, I have one other thing. Our basketball team traveled to Milwaukee this past weekend, and we did win that game, so they represented well.
That's good.
And that was with a bad situation standing over it, to Mr. Horn's condition. He's a very, very dear friend of our coach, Nate Oates. I mean, they went to college together. They're very tight friends. And Mr. Horn's condition, his health condition, has deteriorated markedly. Mr. Oates did us proud, and with that very difficult situation overhanging, probably his best friend in the world. And our congratulations to Mr. Oates and our team, and our prayers to Mr. Horn and his family for hopefully a recovery.
Okay, do we have anything else this evening? We don't. I'd just like to say, as of Friday, everyone will take their Christmas break and be off till Tuesday after New Year's, correct?
Yes,
We won't be back on Monday. Before we were scheduled to be back on Monday, we won't be back till Tuesday. It would be the 3rd of January. And just wish everybody happy holidays and have, a safe vacation while they're off.
And the days, starting the 3rd of January, school days will be 4 minutes longer, since we will not be making up that day. So from January 3rd through June 15th or 16th, the days will be 4 minutes longer to cover that period of time.
If we don't have anything else, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make that motion to adjourn.
support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Concludes this meeting of the Romulus Board of Education.